Hey, what's up everybody? This is Dom, and today I'm bringing you my full review of the Samsung Galaxy S5. I've been using this device for a little over 2 weeks now, and I feel like I've had enough time to give you an honest opinion and tell you a little bit about what I like and dislike about this phone. Also, if you'd like to see the Samsung Galaxy S5 compared to the Galaxy S4, HTC One M8, or Apple's iPhone 5S, I'll be sure to leave links to my comparison videos down below, but let's go ahead and start out by taking a look at the specifications here. On the Galaxy S5, you will find a 5.1-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display with 432 pixels per inch. Along with that, we have a 2.5 GHz Snapdragon 801 processor, the Adreno 330 GPU, 2 GB of RAM, and a 2800 mAh battery. As far as design goes, you won't find much different here when compared to the Galaxy S4, but we do have a different style back cover, which I actually prefer, and a USB 3.0 port on the bottom, but most everything else is in the same place, including the small little disappointing speaker. On the backside, we have a 16 megapixel camera, our LED flash, and a heart rate sensor, which we will touch on later in the video. And on the front side, we have an LED notification light there, and we also do have a 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera, our earpiece, and the appropriate sensors. Along the top edge of the device, we have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, an IR blaster, and a small microphone. And moving back around to the front, we have two capacitive buttons and a home button that features a built-in fingerprint scanner, which we will check out here later on in the video. As far as build quality goes, yeah, the Galaxy S5 is plastic, so what? In my opinion, this feels a lot better than something that's a little more slippery like the HTC One M8. I actually prefer the design of the Galaxy S5, and that texture on the back is such an upgrade over the back cover on the S4. Of course, a more durable build would be much better because I am a fan of metal smartphones, but overall, this design isn't horrible. As far as key features go with the Galaxy S5, the first one is its beautiful 1080p 5.1-inch Super AMOLED display. This thing is gorgeous, and it looks great in pretty much any condition. I just don't think there's anything on the market quite like it. Now, we also do have a port cover on our USB 3.0 port down here at the bottom, and that is because this device is IP67 dust and water resistant, meaning it can withstand being under 1 meter of water for up to 30 minutes, and that is why we have that little gasket there covering up the battery and the micro SIM card slot and the micro SD card slot. So this little gasket on the back cover will keep everything sealed along with that port cover found over the USB 3.0 port, and like I said, it's water resistant. You can put it in a cup of water, you can drop it in the toilet, drop it in the bathtub, and it should be okay, but I wouldn't recommend trying this at home, obviously. Another key feature here on the Galaxy S5 is the fingerprint sensor that's built into the home button. Now, don't get me wrong, this does work, but it's not as accurate or, I guess, as consistent as I would like it to be. Of course, if you do swipe your finger directly over the pad completely vertically, it will read your fingerprint, but you have to be very specific in the way that you slide your finger, or else you won't be able to unlock your phone and it gives you some kind of crazy error. So it's not as easy to use as I would like, but it does work at the end of the day if you're very strict with it. Now, we also do have a heart rate sensor here on the back, which does work, but in my opinion, that's more of a gimmick. I mean, it's cool to have on the back of the phone, but it's just not something that I will find myself using on a daily basis. If you're a fan of taking photos and videos on your smartphone, you're definitely going to love the 16 megapixel shooter on the Galaxy S5. The autofocus is fast, the pictures are crisp, in the right lighting, and it's capable of shooting video up to UHD resolution, but unfortunately the 4K mode doesn't include video stabilization, so you're going to have to bump it down to 1080p in order to take advantage of that. You also do have some similar effects that we've seen on other Galaxy devices, but overall I think the camera is an enjoyable feature on this device. As you can see, the demo pictures here look pretty good, but they were all shot outdoors as well. When you get into lower lighting situations, the pictures are alright, but as you can see, we start to pick up some grain. As far as video quality goes, here's some footage that I took on the Galaxy S5. Obviously, I was using a tripod, but you can see the video quality is definitely here, and if you're shooting in 1080p, you won't have to worry about any shaky video, so that's why I suggest staying away from the UHD recording. Now, we also do have a special mode here called Selective Focus, and this will allow you to focus on the background or the foreground after a picture has been taken. So you snap the picture, it has to process the picture, and then you can go into the gallery here and you can edit the selective focus options and switch between them as you please, and then go ahead and save the photo and be done with it. It's kind of a cool feature, but you do have to take photos under very specific conditions in order for this to work properly, and overall it's just not something that I'm going to dig into the camera app for to use every day. Next up, I want to talk about some of the Galaxy S5's software specific features. Out of the box, this device is running Android 4.4.2 KitKat, and overall the experience is very enjoyable. It's not plagued with the infamous TouchWiz lag that we've seen on previous Galaxy devices, though don't get me wrong, it does lag a few places here and there, but overall the experience was enjoyable. There was really nothing that I found myself complaining about, and the device handled my daily activities with ease. One thing that you might find to be painfully slow is pulling over My Magazine. This is Samsung's new Flipboard powered reader, and overall it's pretty good, but that animation, man, is so slow, it's painful. And it's not because the device can't keep up, it's just because of some poor animation speed choices, in my opinion, in TouchWiz. Obviously, other things can open up with speed, but when it comes to My Magazine, it is painfully slow. So if you don't like that, or you're not going to use it, you can actually disable it within the home screen settings by unchecking the My Magazine option. One feature that I really enjoy on the Galaxy S5 is Toolbox, which can be enabled within the notification panel, and it puts this little bubble on your screen that follows you around everywhere with access to 5 of your favorite apps. So it's basically like a shortcut bar that will be available to you anywhere within the operating system, which I found to be extremely handy. Now you can customize these apps, as I mentioned, and all you have to do is go into the edit settings there, and you can check off 5 different apps here, and overall I found this feature to be extremely useful. Now if you find yourself in a situation where you need to keep your photos, videos, or files on lockdown, private mode will help you do that. So after you've enabled the mode and set up a passcode method, you can go into like the file manager or the gallery app and hide those. So basically all you have to do is select certain photos, files, or videos, and then you can move them to the special private mode, and once you turn off private mode, they will no longer be visible to anybody that could be using your phone without authenticating private mode first. One last feature that I would like to discuss here is ultra power saving mode. Now this will help extend your battery life, and it will do that by changing the color of the screen to grayscale and restricting the user interface, as you can see right here. But Samsung says that this mode will actually offer you up to an additional 24 hours of standby time when your device hits 10% battery life. And it's pretty cool because you can add some other apps here, like, yes, Twitter. I can tweet in black and white on the Galaxy S5 here in ultra power saving mode. But overall, I did find the feature to be useful, and it does conserve the battery like it says, but you are actually giving up a lot of features and functionality on the Galaxy S5 in order to do so. I realized that I didn't point out every single feature when it comes to the Galaxy S5, and if I did, this video would probably be like 30 minutes long. But if you're into that kind of thing, grab some popcorn, and I will be sure to leave a link to my good friend Detroit Borg's video down below in the description. Now, overall, this is just meant to be my basic opinions about this device. Do I like it? Yes, I do. Are there things that could be improved? Yes, and I hope I've explained those to you throughout this video. But overall, I think the Galaxy S5 is a great smartphone, and I would recommend it. The battery life is decent. With average use, I got about a full day, so no complaints there. And Samsung just improved on some of the things that I didn't like about the Galaxy S4, and I'll take that any day of the week. I would rather have slight improvements than massive feature upgrades like a fingerprint scanner or a heart rate sensor that I'm probably never going to use on this device, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about the Samsung Galaxy S5 down in the comments section below, and be sure to leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, feel free to subscribe if you're not already for more content like this in the future. Thanks again for watching, everybody. This is Dom, and have a great day.